Most people are exhausted not by life, but by explaining themselves. They explain their intentions. They explain their decisions. They explain their silence. They explain who they are, again and again, hoping to be understood. The Stoics saw this as a trap. They understood a simple but uncomfortable truth. You do not need to be understood to live correctly. In fact, the need to be understood often weakens you. Stoic philosophy teaches a rule that goes against modern instincts. Let people misunderstand you, not out of arrogance, not out of indifference, but out of self-command. When you constantly correct others' perceptions, you give them authority over your inner state. You start shaping your behavior to manage reactions instead of acting from principle. The Stoic refuses this. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you should concern yourself only with acting justly, not with how your actions are interpreted. Once your intention is aligned with reason and virtue, the rest is noise. Misunderstanding is part of life. Trying to eliminate it is a losing battle. People see the world through their own fears, expectations, and desires. They will project those onto you no matter how clearly you speak. The Stoic accepts this reality instead of fighting it. Letting people misunderstand you creates emotional distance, and emotional distance creates freedom. When you stop explaining, something interesting happens. You regain time, you regain energy, you regain authority. Over-explaining is often driven by fear of judgment, rejection, or being seen unfairly. But the Stoic understands that reputation is unstable by nature. It cannot be controlled. Epictetus taught that you should focus only on what is within your control. Your thoughts, your choices, your actions. Other people's opinions do not belong to you. The moment you accept that, the urge to explain fades. This does not mean you become silent in all situations. It means you speak intentionally. When words are necessary, you use them. When they are not, you let silence do the work. Silence is powerful because it reveals more than explanations ever could. When you don't rush to defend yourself, people reveal their assumptions. When you don't clarify immediately, they expose their expectations. When you don't argue back, they show their emotional position. The Stoic observes instead of reacts. Another reason letting people misunderstand you is powerful is that it filters relationships. Those who respect you will ask questions instead of making accusations. Those who don't were never interested in understanding you anyway. You lose nothing by letting them go. Stoicism teaches that inner stability is more important than social comfort. If you trade peace for approval, you become dependent on external validation. That dependency is a form of weakness. Calm people are often misunderstood because they do not perform emotions on demand. They do not rush to explain their silence or justify their boundaries, and this unsettles others. But discomfort in others is not a signal that you are doing something wrong. The Stoic knows that not every misunderstanding requires correction. Some misunderstandings resolve themselves. Others simply don't matter. Trying to fix them all drains your strength. Letting people misunderstand you also protects you from manipulation. Manipulators thrive on emotional engagement. They provoke explanations. They push for justification. They pull you into endless clarification. When you refuse to over-explain, you remove their leverage. Your calm becomes a wall. This rule requires discipline. The desire to correct others is deeply human. But Stoicism is about mastery, not instinct. It teaches you to tolerate the discomfort of being misunderstood without rushing to escape it. Over time, this discipline changes how people treat you. Your words become rarer and heavier. Your presence becomes calmer and more grounded. Your boundaries become clearer without being announced. People sense that you do not need their approval to function, and that creates quiet respect. The Stoics did not aim to control how they were perceived. They aimed to live in alignment with reason. Everything else was secondary. When you let people misunderstand you, you stop negotiating your identity. You stop performing for interpretation. You start acting from principle, and that is where real strength begins. You do not need to be understood to be powerful. You do not need agreement to be stable. You do not need explanation to be at peace. Let misunderstanding exist. Let silence stand. Let your actions speak over time. The Stoic rule is simple but demanding. Live correctly and let the world interpret as it will.